Hey, hi everyone. I'm here with Eric and Louie at Birdseye, and we're just getting set up for, I would say, about a 45-minute to an hour long class. You're welcome to come in and out, but if you can hang out for the whole time, cool. You guys motivate us as well. So you'll need a mat, a couple blocks, and your water. And if you haven't washed your hands yet to start class, go ahead and do that, and we'll start in just a minute. I hope everyone's doing good in their isolation, and if you are able to stay in isolation, obviously, hopefully we can all band together, isolate, and get this over with sooner. But we're going to start here in just a second. Everyone got their blocks? If you don't have blocks, maybe some boxes or board game boxes or some thick books, maybe some dictionary books. I'll really quick give you, good morning, Emily. Hi. Don't worry, guys, I'm gonna clean up all the cat hair after this. Anyway, I'm gonna go to my mat. Let's get started. Okay, so this is a beginning flexibility class. My name's Erin. This is Eric. If I didn't mention, you will also need a cat named Louie. He's helpful. We're going to do 30 jumping jacks to start us off, and you will switch arms wide, arms forward. Let's get started. Some squats. So take your feet a little bit wider than hips width distance. Take your booty behind you. Take your low abs in and sit. Keep your chest nice and tall. Take your shoulders up next to your ears. Exhale down. Inhale up. Make sure that your knees aren't going past your toes. One more. Excellent. Come down into your plank position onto your knees. Take your knees out behind you. Make sure your wrists are right underneath your shoulders. And we're going to do a few push-ups here. Try to keep your elbows hugged in during your push-up. Five more. One more set of jumping jacks. Switching arms. Excellent. You'll come to take one leg forward, one leg back into a lunge position with a soft bend in your back knee. Front knee is stacked over the ankle, hands are on hips, nice head chest. We're going to tap down 5 times. We're gonna do 5 more here, and this time you're gonna not let your hips bump up and down. So you're just gonna try to bend and straighten your back leg. And you don't need to straighten it out all the way. Just straighten it out part way. Nice. Let's switch sides. Set yourself up again. Knees stacked over the ankle, soft bend in the back knee. Hands on hips, nice high chest. And 5 little dips. And this time, you are not letting your hips bob up and down. You're going to bend and straighten, trying to keep your hips really still. This is a strange motion if you've never done it before. It's really about feeling your back leg do the work. Excellent, let's switch back to leg 1. So we're going to once again tap down, but this time we're going to tap up and bring our leg out in front of us to a standing mountain position. Tap, take it behind. Let's go a couple more of those. Tap the back knee down. Nice and slow, tap the foot up to meet it, and then stand on one leg. You can point or flex your foot. Tap, tap, nice big step back. You guys got a couple more in you on this side? Okay, last one here. You're going to take it up, and then you're going to pull your foot in to the side of your standing leg. Find something that you can look at. Plant your heel in the top of your thigh, and try to come to a tree position here. Feel the top of your head reaching up. Find something that you can spot in front of you. Use your arms for balance if you need. Just breathe for a moment. Nice job. Let's do the other side. So back to our soft lunge position. We'll tap the back knee down. Stabilize on the front foot, tap the foot up, and then take your free foot out in front of you. I'm doing a little point and flex just as added fun. You're welcome to join me in that. If you've got enough to concentrate on with the balance, then just focus on your balance. Couple more here. Good morning, by the way. And last one here. Take it out, woo! And pull that foot in. Set it at the top of your thigh. Find something that you can look at in front of you. Feel the top of your head pulling up to the sky. Stand up as tall as you can. Use your arms for balance. Nice. Set your foot down. And we're going to take a forward fold here. So take one leg and cross it in front of the other. You can take a soft bend in both of your knees. You'll hug your knees together and then arch your back forward and take your hands down. If it's really tricky, it's pretty tricky for me in the morning to reach as well. So feel free to grab your blocks here and start just with a forward fold and take 5 breaths here. work in your hamstrings, a little decompression in your low back. Couple more breaths. Nice. And then take the foot that's in back and bring it around to the front. Again, we're going to start from standing first. Press your knees together, soft bend in your knees, arch your back forward. You can think about leading with your heart. If you have blocks and you need them, you can have them. I have mine on the medium height, but maybe you need them on the higher height. Maybe you're super flexy and you don't need them at all. Whatever feels good for you right now. 5 breaths here, in through the nose, breathe it out through the mouth. Nice, and roll yourself up. Close. And come to bring your feet into the long edges of your mat, wider than hips distance. And we're going to take our toes from the forward to out position. So when you bend your knees should still go over your ankles. If they're going way out in front of your toes, walk your toes out a little bit more so that you can find a comfortable position to keep your chest up here. And we'll start first with hands on knees and just rotating into one shoulder in a little mini twist and then the other. You should be really strong, straight arms, pushing against your knees, resting your hands on your knees, giving a little twist. One more other side. Nice, and you can turn around if you want to watch here. And then with your booty out behind you, you can take your hands up. I'm going to take little dips here. 3, 4, 5. And then we're going to straighten our legs and point our toes. It's a very awkward position because you're barely come off the ground. And then come down. Try to lift your heels here. And pulse all the way up. Try to lift your heels. Down. Take your booty down. And then lift your heels again. One more time. Up. Lift the heels. Let them down. Sink your booty down. Lift the heels again. Hold for a moment. And take it down. And then straighten your legs all the way back up. Hands on hips. Arch your chest forward. Soft bend in the knees. We're going to tap, tap, reach. 5 more times. Tap, tap, reach. 2, 3, 4, 5. And here you can take your hands in between your legs and just pull your chest forward. And breathe. Feel that breath pulling all the way in to your belly. See if you can pull so much breath in that it reaches to your legs and your belly. What's up, baby? And then grab your elbows and give your elbows a little figure 8. Very nice, and come down to a squat position. If this is a pretty challenging position for you, you can feel free to hold yourself up a little bit higher here, but practice walking your toes out in each direction and see if you can come down a little bit deeper. I'm going to take my hands to a prayer position with my elbows on the insides of my knees. Reach the top of my head up. You're not going to get out that door, buddy. It's a big door. Very nice. Come down to your butt. Shake your legs out. Good work, everyone. Hopefully your legs are feeling a little woken up here. We're going to come into two 90-degree angles, an external and an internal rotation here. And you can reach your hands behind you and experiment with how far back or upright your chest needs to be to feel a good stretch here. And I'm going to take my knees over from side to side, trying to tap my knee on the ground while maintaining a 90-degree angle here in my knee pit. Hi, sweetie. Hi. Nice. And then come to sit on your butt and move the flesh out of the way so that you can sit up really tall. If you have a hard time sitting up here and you just feel like being pulled backwards, feel free to come and sit on a block if you need it. If you need this to kind of keep your chest up really tall, Eric's doing that. And as you feel ready to do this without a block, you can take it away at any time. We're going to start first with a leg baby. So gather up your leg, sit yourself up nice and tall, and give it a little side to side hug. Nice, so you're going to set that leg down and then hug it in one more time. Nice. Opposite hand is the knee is hugging, and you're going to reach the same side as the hand of the bent knee up and around and set it down next to your hips. Draw yourself up really tall first. And then give yourself a little twist. I'm hooking my opposite knee, or elbow around the knee, and sitting up and pressing my knee against my elbow. You're so dramatic, dude. And take your foot out, leg baby, other side. Gather it up, give it a hug. How you doing? Good. Hey, sweetie. He's like, I don't need to stretch. I'm fine. Why do you guys do this? And then set it down. First, hug it in. Sit yourself up nice and tall. Find that length in your spine. Opposite hand is the knee, can wrap around the knee. Other hand reaches around. Hey, step that. And hook the knee on the opposite elbow. Sit yourself up nice and tall. Take a twist. How tall you are here is more important than how far you twist. So make sure you're maintaining that length in your spine. Nice, unhook. And if you have your water and you want to get a drink here, this is a good time to get a drink. come meet me back on the mat if you left for a second. And sitting up nice and tall, we're going to get our ankles warmed up. So, Liz, come here. They can't see. Come here, buddy. So we're going to start first with a flexed foot. And we're going to take it around to a turned out position. And we're going to continue down to what Irina and now we call this a floint, where your foot is, your toes are flexed, but your foot is pointed. And then you're going to point your feet, take your two big toes together and round it up. Couple more. Full flex, turned out, floint, point, toes together. Round it up. One more time this way. Flex, floint, point, toes together. This time let's go the other direction to round up. And just take some random circles here. From your sitting up position, we're going to take our arms up, reach our chest forward, hold here for a moment. Breathe in, try to maintain a nice long spine. And we are going to, with a long spine, flex pulse 5 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then let your spine round. Grab close to your feet or wherever you can grab on your legs. Bring your nose towards your knees. And round yourself up. Circle your arms back behind you. Take it up again. Shoulders next to your ears. Sit yourself up nice and tall. We're going to pulse again with a long spine. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Round my spine. Take my nose next to my knees. Get a little stretch in my upper back. And then roll yourself up. Take your arms behind you. Nice. Good, we'll stop there. Get a little bit into the wrists. Other direction. And let's pull into a half straddle position. So I'm gathering up my right leg, but you can gather up either leg. Bring your heel into the top of your thigh. And we're going to find those pulses again. So shoulders next to your ears, long spine. We're going to pulse towards the foot of your extended leg. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and let yourself round. If you can, try to reach past your toes a little bit. Pull the top of your head towards your foot. For those of you who are pretty flexible, opposite hand as your foot can reach the outside of your foot, and you can start to bring your chest onto the outside of your extended leg. Nice, come up. Same side hand as extended leg. You're going to plant the elbow on the inside of your knee, and you're going to pretend you're holding a giant beach ball as you twist your chest up to the sky. Make your side body nice and long, and work on just finding that twist first. Your heart space pointing up to the sky. Feeling a little bend in your upper back so that you're almost arching your upper back. Once you have your big beach ball, if it feels good, you can extend your top arm, but don't collapse forward. Still maintain that chest to the ceiling position. Let's breathe here. In through the nose. Out through the mouth. Feel a little even deeper twist. Just 2 more breaths. Nice. Come up. Switch sides. Bring the heel in to the top of your thigh. Sit yourself up nice and tall. Turn your chest so it's facing your toes. Bring your arms up next to your ears. Reach your heart forward. So you're doing a little back bend in your upper back. And we're going to pulse here 5 times. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And then let yourself round as you reach your top of your head to your toes. Maybe you have a side that is a little bit tighter, and that's okay. We all do. Just be nice to yourself right now. Be gentle on yourself. There's a lot going on. While you're here, try to inch your fingers past your foot, flex your toes up to the sky. If you're feeling up for it, opposite hand as the extended foot reaches the outside of your foot, and start to walk your chest over to the outside of your leg. If that's not happening, just stay where you are. That's okay. You're fine, Lois. Come here. You're fine. Let's do 2 more breaths here. And start to make your way up. Same side elbow as your extended leg hooks on the inside of your knee. Find your pretend beach ball again. Open your arms up nice and wide. Chest is facing the ceiling. It's the biggest beach ball ever. Twist your heart up to the ceiling. Make your spine nice and long. So feel like you're extending and lifting your back up and out of your hips. Find your breath here. If you can't breathe here, back off a little bit so you can actually get some breath in. Extend your top arm overhead if it feels good, without collapsing into your chest. Don't let your chest go back down towards the floor. Keep twisting up towards the sky. Let's do a couple more breaths. Nice. Come on up. Good job. We're going to froggy stretch, and you will probably want a block for this. I like to use my mat to help me line up my form correctly. Why don't you face me for this? So I'm going to walk my knees out to a position where I can still keep my tailbone tucked under. So this is a long tailbone this way versus sticking my booty out behind me. It's a tricky position to be in. I'm also going to flex my toes. I'm going to use the block and set it underneath my upper thigh to give me a little bit of space to relax in this to start off with. If this is pretty far, like you have a pretty hard time reaching whatsoever, Eric is doing a good job of 2 blocks. You could also stack them up and give yourself a little bit more support that way. You want to look behind you, or if you have a parent or buddy around you, to make sure that your knee is in line with your hip. I like to use the edge of my mat as kind of a guide, and then my knee is in line with my ankle and my toes are flexed. tucking my tailbone under, and then walking myself out to start this froggy stretch. Lewis is acting like we're torturing him. He's been fed, he went to the bathroom, he's had water, he's already had some playtime. Very dramatic. For those of you who are more flexible in your straddle position, as it feels right, you can start to remove the block or even put it down onto the lower height to give you a little bit more, less support, but without losing that tuck feeling in your tailbone. Often we want to stick our butt out because we can get a little bit farther, but not so good on the hips and knees. Come here, sweetie. Come here, sweetie. Come here. Hi, buddy. Hi, buddy. Come here. Aww. Oh, are you torturing you? Yes. Let's do 3 more breaths. And come on out, everyone. And reset your hips with a windshield wiper motion, just like so. Hello, hips. How you doing? Good morning. Is that okay? Okay, we're going to come into our full straddle now. So extend both your legs. Walk yourself forward to the point that you can still stay sitting up. And I'm trying to flex my toes up to the sky, not let them drift down to one side or the other. And I'm going to start by reaching side to side. And as I'm reaching away, I'm trying to keep the opposite hip planted in the floor. Setting myself up nice and tall, and then reaching away. So I would allow myself to go a little bit farther if I let my opposite sits bone come off the floor, but for now, I'm going to try to keep that sits bone planted. And Eric's again showing a nice modification of using the block here, which helps for sitting up tall. Again, same thing that we did earlier, elbow plants on the inside, find your beach ball, twist yourself up, try to keep this opposite side sits bone really planted. Once you find that position, take the arm overhead. Breathe here. Let's do 2 more breaths. Flex those toes to the sky. Keep your neck nice and long. Stay looking up at the ceiling. Nice. Take your top arm down. Take your arms behind you. Make a long spine as you bring your chin towards your toes. Maintaining that long spine. Walk both hands out in front of you to the center. Think about your chin making a little half rainbow up and over. Toes up to the ceiling. If you are reaching down for a pancake motion, think about your belly, your low belly being the first thing to touch down versus the top of your head. That is better form here. And we're going to do the other side in just a sec. Let's do 2 more breaths. And walk your hands over to the other side. We'll go in reverse. So chest is facing your knee. Hands are behind you. Reach your chin towards your toes. Find that long spine. and then elbow comes onto the insides of the knee. Find your beach ball. Make your neck long, look up at the sky. And when you feel ready, take your top arm up and over. Keep that opposite side sits bone that you're leaning away from planted on the floor. Nice, come on up. One more time with the windshield wiper. Bring your legs in. Give them a little shake out first. And then take your knees side to side. And we're gonna come into a pigeon position. And I'm gonna do my second favorite side first. But you do whichever side you like. You may want a block for this because we're going to do a little muscle engagement from this position. I am bringing myself back to the short end of my mat because once again I can use this to see how close I am to having good form. I'm going to set the block down on my upper thigh, which allows me to sit myself up here. Ideally, your shin and your hips are in line with the edge of the mat. Hi, Lewis. Lewis, come here. Come here, cat. Sorry, everyone. 1 second. Oh my God, dude. Come here, sweetie. Hey. All right. Sorry, everyone. We have a very dramatic cat here. Okay. So in this position, you're going to reach your arms up and you're going to try to push away from the floor using the block to help you. You might not actually lift up, or you can use your back knee and lift up just a little bit and come back down. You might not see a lot, but you are trying to push up and away and use your muscles to push away from the floor. 3, 4, 5. Excellent, good job. If you still have your block, you can keep it. I'm going to keep mine for another moment. And I'm going to do a little back bending here. So I'm going to reach my heart forward and then round it up. Reach my heart forward, round it up. And as you start to feel a little bit more open in your hips, maybe you can remove the block, or maybe you want to keep it. Whatever feels most beneficial for you. Let's do 2 more. Try to really get into your upper back. And then walk your hands out in front of you and let your chin rest on or close to your hands. And let's breathe 3 breaths here. For those of you who need a little extra stretch already, you can extend the same side hand as the knee and thread the needle with the same side hand as the foot through. Stack your hands together, straight arms, and shoulders should be stacked in a line going up to the sky. If you're getting plenty of stretch in your pigeon where you are, just stay there, and we're going to do 2 more breaths. And come on up. Nice work. Let's switch sides. Bring the back foot around to the front. I'm going for the block again. Dealer's choice here. Hands can be on the hips or up here. 5 times. We're going to try to push up and away. You're not going to get super far, and that's okay. It's just the muscle engagement purpose of this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Very nice. Walk your hands down. We're going to find those arches, so arching the chest forward, and then rounding it up. I like to have my fingers in little tents. Hi, sweetie. When you get to 5, go ahead and rest yourself. Rest your chin on your hands or wherever you can reach, and just breathe here for 5 breaths. If you want a little extra, like before, extend the same side arm as the knee. Thread the hand, the same side hand as the foot through. Rest that shoulder on the floor. Stack your hands together and straighten both arms to stack your shoulders. Let your head rest on the floor. Breathe here. And start to unwind yourself out. Nice work. Whew. Check your legs out. Hope everyone's feeling good. My legs are feeling pretty darn good. We are almost done with legs, but we need to do a little more hamstring work. So find your blocks. And I am also going to do my second favorite side first, because that's the kind of day it is for me, but feel free to choose whichever leg you like. And we're going to find a lunge like so. In my lunge position, I'm just going to still have that idea that I'm tucking my tailbone down, kind of extending a long tailbone, and finding myself really tall in my chest. You can use your blocks here to help. If these blocks aren't helping you and you need more blocks, this is a good time to go get them. Like if you're up here and you can't find any and you're really moving around a lot, then get another stack of blocks or something to assist you. Nice. And then long chin, we're going to straighten that leg out and take the chin towards the toes. I'm going to put my blocks down on the lower side, but if you have trouble, you're still thinking about arching your chest towards your knee. So a little arch in your upper back. I'm flexing my front toes here. And then I'm going to find a point and a flex. And then a circle. Same as we did earlier. Flex, floint, and point. Other direction, flex, floint, and point. Ooh, that's difficult. One more time. Nice, come to your lunge position. Take your hands on either side and walk your toes out. And just take a moment here in a Sphinx type position. You can have your hands on the insides of your knees, and if this feels good, great. Otherwise, if you'd like to walk yourself down to your forearms, that's also okay. You can do a little bit of moving around here if it feels good. Otherwise, stay where you are. back up. Opposite hand as the knee is stacking down. Rotate yourself forward so you're on the top of your back knee. Reach around and try to grab that ankle. And gently pull your heel into your butt. Hey, sweetie. And just breathe here. Let's do a couple more breaths. Nice, let it go, and let's switch sides. Nice. If you've got your blocks, find them on the tallest side. Tucking the tailbone under, nice tall chest. Reach forward. Couple more breaths. Nice, take your hips back. Straighten out your front leg. Do that hard work of finding that long spine and arching your upper back. Find a flex toe. Find a moment here where you're just checking in and you're not moving around at all, you're just holding this stretch. And as you feel ready, point and flex. You're also welcome to stay still in any of these positions at any time. Listen to what your body needs here. Yes. You have a hard life, don't you? He's not even aware of COVID-19. He doesn't even know. All he knows is that I'm around all the time. Nice, and we're going to find a circling motion. I'm doing this very slowly because it is really challenging. Flex, float, and point. Keep that long spine. Flex, float, and point. Let's go the other direction. I know. Flex. Float, and point. One more time. Flex, float, and point. Nice. If you're somebody that is into the splits and you want to go farther, I'm keeping this as a beginner class right now, so if we're getting to the Sphinx position, and this would be a good time for you to work on your splits if you'd like to. So hands to the insides of your knee, and you can just stay right here for a moment. If you feel ready, bring yourself down to your forearms, trying to bring your chest forward. So you bring your gaze just a little bit forward. You can kind of take your toes out to the side. Find a little bit of motion here. Hey, whiny. Stop. Nice work, everyone. other side. The rest of us, let's go into a down dog. So find your tabletop position, a little bit wider than regular tabletop. Tuck your toes, lift your hips, and push your hips back. Nice straight arms. Walk out the backs of the legs. Take a moment here to feel how your hamstrings are feeling, how your hips are feeling. Hopefully really good after all that stretching. Nice work, and meet me back in a tabletop position. I'm going to set one hand a little more to the inside of my chest, like so. And I'm going to take one hand to my ear. I'm going to tap my elbow to elbow, and then I'm going to open my upper back. I'm going to do that 10 times on my own breath. Look up at the sky underneath my elbow. Other side. Hand to ear, elbow to elbow, and open. Each time you reach up, try to get a little bit more stretch in that upper back. Exhale as you reach up. Inhale on your way down. Exhale. Inhale. 5 more. Nice, and come back to your tabletop. Find a nice, easy tabletop, so shoulders right over the wrists, knees right under the hips, and we're gonna take a cat-cow. Inhale, drop belly. Exhale, tuck your tailbone and round your spine. Bring your chin into your chest. Inhale, drop belly. Look up. Exhale, round. Few more on your own breath. Nice, and come up to sit on your toes. I'm sitting on the tops of my flex toes. If that's quite painful, just come to sit here. And we're gonna take our arms out like so, then palms forward, and we're gonna pulse backwards. Then we're gonna pulse down, up. And then come back to parallel with the floor. Turn one palm up. We're gonna rotate like your shoulders are a big rag and you're squeezing out a wet rag. Try to keep your spine and neck nice and long while you do this. So let the rotation happen in your shoulders and your, but not your neck. Stay nice, long, tall with the spine. warm up our backs a little bit more. So this toes here will, having your toes tucked will give you a little bit more help, and having your toes untucked will be a little deeper of a back bend. So I'm going to reach into same side hand as my ankle, and I'm going to reach the other arm across my body, push my hips forward, and take a stretch for my upper back. I want to keep my hips pushing forward as hard as I can. Keep my neck long here. Let's breathe here for 2 more breaths. Bring it back the way you came. Take that hand, bring it down to the same side. And take your arm across your body, push your hips forward. Breathe. Make your way back. Let's go back to side 1. And around to side 2. And come out and take it down to a child's pose, and just breathe here in child's pose for a minute. So we are going to use our last couple minutes of class to do a few back bends. And I'm going to show the back bend from bridge on the floor. And if you're somebody that's you're already down with back bending and you feel really comfortable with it, go ahead and start your back bends as you like. But if you're somebody that is pretty tight and you want to just get a little warmed up first, I'm actually going to show this with the blocks to start off. So my heels are close in next to my booty, and I'm going to grab my block and start by reaching my hips up to the sky and setting my block down underneath like so. I'm going to release all tension in my booty. Take my hands next to my hips, and here, with my feet right under my knees, I'm going to practice lifting up and then lifting down without squeezing my butt. Letting my legs do the work and feel that stretch in my low back. While you're in this bridge position, don't move your head side to side. Stay looking up at the sky. And on our last one, we're going to remove the block. Interlace our fingers underneath and walk our shoulder blades together and our arms together underneath our body. Keep looking up at the sky. Release tension from your booty. One more breath. And take it down, hug your knees into your chest. Give yourself a little hug. Rock it out side to side, and then front to back. Okay, so for your last couple back bends, you are welcome to do that same bridge that we just did. If you'd like to work on your wheel, that's what I'm going to show next. What are you gonna do? Don't know. Okay, so if you're working on your wheel, you're going to tuck your fingers towards your feet, hands next to your ears. Draw your feet in close to your butt, push up so you're on the top of your head, and then all the way up, straight arms. Tuck your chin into your chest when you lower down. Find that same hug in between. Let's do one more. If you're following me, I am planting my feet down again, tucking my hands next to my ears, pushing up onto the top of my head, and then all the way to my straight arms. And then tuck it back down. Hug your knees into your chest. Take your arms out in a T and take your knees over to one side. Look to the opposite side as your knees for a nice easy twist. And then knees into your chest. Walk your hips just a little bit over to the other side. Take that twist on the other side. If it feels good, look away from your knees to the other side of your body. And start to bring your knees back in. Find a side once again and set your hand down and come on up. I'm Erin.
I'm Eric.
That's Louis. Thank you for joining us in this beginning flexibility class. If there are classes specifically in a certain area of flexibility that you'd like to work on over this pandemic time, let me know. Tomorrow I'm doing tomorrow Chloe's doing a yoga flexibility at 12:30. Monday of next week, Crystal's doing a conditioning class for inversions. Tuesday, I'll be doing kind of a hardcore, short but hardcore conditioning class, about 25 minutes long with a little bit of cool down. So it will have props. I'll list all of the stuff that you want to get together. We will be able to get some of that. You'll be able to do it without props, but if you have weights, hula hoop, pull-up bar, that kind of stuff. But I will give some modifications for things that if you don't have that stuff at your house, you'll still have some exercises you can do. I hope everyone is doing really well, considering the circumstances. All we can do is stay really active and try to connect with one another, and I appreciate every single one of you for taking the time to connect with me in this class. It's been really helpful for me to keep up my routine with you all. It's been keeping me feeling really excited and about life in general, even though this has been kind of a challenging time. So yeah, your participation is awesome, and thank you. And I hope to see you at a future class soon, and have a wonderful weekend. Okay, take care. If I figure out how to finish this.